Hey, sports fans, welcome to the Greg Medford Show. I'm Greg Medford, your host. As you well know, you can find us all over the place. Let's see, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Rumble. We've got another guest coming at you today from Blade Show in Atlanta, Georgia. We want to talk a little bit about everything today. We've talked about making folders, we talked about fixed blades, we talked about forging. We've got guys that come from all different kinds of backgrounds and bring interesting flair to the knife business, which is full of all these crazy Americans and their creative ideas. EJ, pleasure having you. Folks, our guest now is EJ Snyder.
Hey, thank you.
EJ, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
All right, so I grew up in Jersey. I was a 25-year Army combat vet, so as soon as I was old enough to sign up, off I went.
When did you go in? From when to when?
1984 to 2009. Retired as a sergeant major out of the Army, Ranger, Airborne, Infantry, my whole career. 91 Gulf War vet, Operation Iraqi Freedom the last time for 15 months. Was a Ranger instructor, drill sergeant, survival instructor, and I kind of live all over. I spend 200 days out of the year on the road. I film a lot of content. You can check me out at ejsnyder.com. Hook up with me at all my social medias. YouTube is EJ Snyder, Facebook, same thing. So all I do now is I'm a professional survivalist. I teach survival. I sell survival gear on my website. I got live tutorial videos going on there where you can purchase them. I'm most known from putting my naked butt on Discovery Channel's hit TV series Naked Afraid. I've done it 6 times, 206 days. I'm known as the Godfather of Naked Afraid. I'm the first one to do it. I also filmed season 9 of Dual Survival as the host, First Man Out, Mount Masters, Into the Wild, and a whole bunch of other TV. So check me out on IMDb and all these other places, but just Google up EJ Snyder, and you see this crazy big Neanderthal running around naked on most cases. So,
you leave it to veterans to make a career out of post-service nudity. I get naked all the time. I just found out there's a delay for taking pictures on my phone, so I've been doing all these naked shots of me making knives around the factory. It's hilarious.
That's a good way to do it, and then you put a big blur on it, even bigger than it might be.
Oh, I didn't even put a blur.
Famous.
I just let it rip it right on it. No blur. I am no blur.
But I've been coming to Blade Show since 2014.
Okay.
Big knife junkie my whole life. In my family, it was a rite of passage. You went out hunting, and you knew you made it when your dad handed you your official folding buck knife, hunting buck knife.
Was it a 110?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the brass bolsters.
Yeah,
that was one of my first knives,
and I still
too.
have it. And even though the tip's broken off it, that thing, I'll never get rid of it. And my grandfather gave me his, jackknife, and so I've always loved knives. And when I came here, I was running with Todd Hunt at a Custom Knives. He'd made this M18 crazy butcher knife looking thing. And I was carrying that because my knife broke in Naked and Afraid. And I'm like, I need to have something that's not going to break on me in a bad situation. And then I ran into Mike Fuller at Tops Knives. And he said, EJ, we really like what you're doing. You're representing the military in the best light. We want to make a knife with you. And I was like, I got an idea. So here we are in the pit with the crayon and a napkin, and we developed the SXB Skull Crusher Extreme Blade, a modern throwback to a survival tool all in one. The one tool option, they say didn't exist. I created it, and I wanted to be kind of like a throwback to the Bowie knives I always carried. And so that's how I got involved really with Blade Show and just being able to write with Knives Magazine, and I've professionally reviewed over 150 knives, and in the knife community, guys like you and me out here and Bobby and everybody, I just love this place. I love this community. This is a show I'll never miss.
It's really fun. My favorite are the guys who make it a few years. A lot of the newbies, I'm like, they're if you stick around a while, you find out you never trash talk anybody.
Yeah.
We all know each other.
That's right.
Most of us have stayed at each other's houses.
That's right.
And we all get along really well. New collectors and new makers are the shit talkingest, out of line, and you're like, whoa, hold on a second.
Yep.
I know that guy. He had dinner at his house.
Yeah.
Don't talk crap. It's a small, really good, very patriotic community.
Patriotic. And there's competitiveness. We all want to have the next great thing. We're all in this because we love knives. We want to create that thing that somebody needs out there.
Yeah, it's not by knocking anybody. It's by trying to innovate and do something, which really, it's the ultimate capitalist thing.
Absolutely.
Because we are all hustling in a positive way, competing with one another and serving the customer,
and standing each other up.
Yeah.
And we make each other better. The old adage, iron sharpens iron, same thing with knives.
Yeah.
Knives sharpens knives.
Yep.
And that's why I love being in this place, because I'll go around, I'll find 30 knives, and I'll walk out of here with 50 because I just love knives. I'm a knife nut.
Yeah, and you won't find another industry like, Ford and Chevy, last I know, have never done a collab.
No,
we do collabs all the time,
right,
we all work with all these different makers because it's fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I've got lifelong friends here. And this is like, I go to SHOT Show, and gun guys are great, but the gun community versus what the knife and the blade, I should just say the blade community, because you got the axes and everybody likes their thing. It's like a bunch of Vikings coming together at night and celebrating and honoring each other. Look at what I got. Hey, look at what I got. Look at this thing. And it's like...
It's a little bit of slamming your grog down on the table. So I totally agree. Well, do you have anything you'd like to tell us about you've got coming up? Anything you'd like to promote?
Well, if everybody can get over to my website and sign up and be a subscriber at ejsnyder.com, that'd be great. I was recently hacked by China, or how's he say? China.
By China? And
China.
It wasn't good. By China.
It wasn't good. They came at me. I did the Dan Bongino show, and it was like really bad. And so they took my site down for 2 months. They were behind me, stealing tens of thousands of dollars and letting little sales go through. So we knew nothing was going on until they tried to change the admin password for the final strike. And we caught on to it. We spent 72 hours fighting them with my webmaster. We kicked them out, but we said, what do we do? They could have a backdoor code, so we had to build a new website. So I had a GoFundMe going. The link's on my website. I still have about 2 or 3 grand more I need to raise to get this thing 100%. I did a eBay auction sale, a whole bunch of Naked Afraid paraphernalia, stuff that I made out there, items I had, just to raise money to keep myself, that's my livelihood.
Yeah.
It's the cornerstone of everything I do. You can link up to all my social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Clapper at EJ Snyder 333. Facebook and YouTube is EJ Snyder. And we'd love to have you. Come join the Skull Crusher Nation. I've got some big things going. I'm getting ready to stand up a patriotic, veteran-owned Freedom Pickles company. So I love pickles.
I love pickles too.
Weird.
One of
my good friends.
I like them crunchy and crisp.
The dill's got to be just right, just enough salt and spice. My friend has his grandmother's recipe. It was lock and key in a napkin for years. We got it. And I got a patriotic theme. All of our mascot pickles, like General Pickle Crusher, represents one of the services or some patriotic person.
Hilarious.
And so we're going to have great patriotic names, red, white, and blue labels. You don't see that with pickles. So you'll want to have this on your picnic table, like our Firework Frenzy Spicy Pickles, And we got our, Gunner Smoke'em is our Air Force pilot coming in with the hot pickles. So I got that going on, working on my own site. I'm going to be part of a video game, virtual reality teaching survival. So that's later to come out at the end of the year, beginning of 2024. So that's an amazing stuff where I'll be virtual reality and you'll come through the woods and you'll show up and they'll be like, hey, Greenhorn, what are you doing out here? You look lost. You don't look like you could last a day out here. You better stick with me. I'll teach you some things. Come on. And then so it'll be virtual reality, learning survival in a new way. And then I've got a few friends. I've got this outdoor app, Sable Outdoor app's going to be the
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. How old are you?
57, still rolling.
We're close to the same age. We were in the Gulf same time, apparently.
Yes, sir.
I was a machine gunner. You got a lot of fucking energy. Like, I got a lot of energy, but I don't usually meet guys around my age who are bouncing off the walls. Look at you.
I got to bottle it up and sell it. Like
I can tell.
I tell you, man. I've always been this way. And then, like, most of the folks that are out there with me on Naked Afraid are half my age.
Right.
They don't have this energy. They can't keep up. They just don't get it. And I don't know where it comes from. I've always had this. And it's just a love of life trying to suck the bone marrow of life. People are like, you should be retired, Sergeant Major. You're fishing. And I'm like, I do. I just do it naked on TV. And I'm showing you how to do it. And hopefully not spear your balls like I did on the last one I went out. So that's another story. But I've got a lot of entrepreneurial things. I've got a book coming out in 2024.
What's the book about?
The Ultimate Bug-In Home Defense book.
Okay.
It's a guide.
All right.
It teaches everybody, as we learned in the pandemic.
I'm sniffing a theme out here.
80% of the population is going to just stay home. The other 10% that are bugging out, they're only going somewhere to bug in. And there's barely maybe 5% of the world that can literally go out and bug out and stay out. You know what I mean? So we knew people needed this, and it's just being able to be in your home and be ready for whatever situation comes, whether it's a hurricane, EMP hits and you're in it's a blackout situation, There's riots going on. We want you to be right, be safe. There's actually a film I did last year on my website, The Ultimate Bug-In Home Defense Guide. It's a film, and you can purchase it. I don't know what the price is right now, but it's over on my website. Like during COVID, I cannot be locked in. So I took my son, a camera. We bought a 4K camera with night vision. Let's go. And we went out for 4 months in the woods. I filmed 11, at least, they're anywhere from an hour to hour and a half long videos on outdoor survival skills. So that's on the website. You buy it, you get 11 videos of EJ Snyder, 14 hours of learning the way I teach you, all basic survival, some advanced, and some tips. I want everyday Joe or Joan to be able to be okay, to be safe. And we've seen the troubles we've been having, where we're at this time in our world with our country. So living a little bit off grid, knowing how to do some farming, to do some homesteading, how to take care of yourself, be self-sufficient is very important right now, and I'm very passionate about it. And I'm ramping up my videos. I'm doing 1-minute videos 6 times a week and a long video on YouTube and TikTok and every social media platform. Survival tips, hints, tricks, and hacks. I want this information. It does me no good to hold on to it.
I get it. Talk to me about any products that you're launching right now. You got knife stuff going on?
Right now, we still have the mighty SXB over at Tops with this little brother, because every great action hero needs a sidekick, so we have the Skull Crusher Extreme sidekick to go along with it.
Okay.
I've got the Stroops Knives Mountain Predator, which is a survival combat buoy. It's over at my website, ejsnyder.com. I made it with a fellow veteran out of Fort Bragg. This is Stroop's second year at the show. I've been tutoring him, mentoring him in the knife business, helping him grow. I got him under my wing. We met on a Christmas Eve. I went over there to do 2 videos, to get 2 knives from him, to do 2 video reviews for him. And we wound up making this knife right then and there. We designed it. But I'm working now as a brand ambassador with GSM Outdoors, SOG, and Cold Steel. We're going to do 7 survival tools with Cold Steel.
Is DSM Outdoors a group out of Texas?
Yes.
Are
GSM
they out of
Outdoors.
Dallas or something?
Yeah.
And who are they?
GSM Outdoors started out very small, and they started buying up outdoor companies and different things in the outdoor world. They now own over 70 companies. They're huge.
Who's behind them?
A lot of Texans, a lot of great Americans, and GSM Outdoors has different companies like Birchwood Casey targets, Walker's, ear
So they're
protection.
the ones that bought Cold Steel, and they're the ones that bought SOG, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay.
And so that's their knife baby. So they signed me on to come try out a lot of their knives, work with them, and then we're going to do a whole survival line, which I'm super excited about. I've tried my career since I've been doing this to get a real solid brand ambassadorship, and they're the first ones that have brought me a real deal. You know what I mean? And so I'm very loyal. Doesn't mean I'm, again, Tops, amazing work. Stroops as well. I'm still loyal to them. I will never replicate what I've done with those guys. We're going to do some new things over there. Some other crazy ideas come out of the Skull Crusher Ogre's head.
All right. Cool. And then do you got any more upcoming TV we might want to know about?
Well, right now, airing on the Inspire Network is Into the Wild Frontier, the 1700s. So there's 8 episodes. I'm basically a military survival expert on the show. And there's one thing about me, if anybody knows me, it's about I love history, whether it's American history, world history, military history. And so I went on there, and it was great to talk about Daniel Boone and some of these other great pioneers that kind of, when I was a kid, that's who I looked up to. And so I got to share a lot of my knowledge on that subject through the film, and it's an 8-episode series. So it's probably going to be on Fox Nation, I think, maybe towards the end of the year. But right now it's on Inspire Network, and we're always ready to get naked and afraid, so we're just waiting for another call. One more battle.
All right, well, tell us about your sidekick you got with you here today. Who's this?
Well, here's my sidekick, Rocco. Hey, up. Hey, buddy. So Rocco rescued me about 2 months ago. He adopted me.
Yeah.
He is an amazing guy. I met him in a remote woods area, and I've been working with him for about 2 months now. I was going to find him a home. He said, "Hey, you're my home," and I took him in, and he's been very good for my emotions, very good for my spirit. I noticed that he understood people's emotions, so he's a certified ESA service dog, so he's emotional support. So he can feel people, and he knows when people are having a bad day. He walks over, he loves people, he checks in with them much like a bomb dog would do.
So he was a stray?
No, he was out there.
Was he a stray?
No,
I mean,
no.
Where'd you find him?
He was out in the woods out west in the Carolinas, and here he is. And
Like he was out in the woods?
No, he was where I was at camping.
Yeah.
And that's where I got him at. So,
Okay.
right there.
All right. Well, he seems like he's got a great temperament and good manners.
Yeah, he's been well taken care of. You know, he's had good people with him, and now he said, "You're my human." So here you are.
Awesome. Well, he's got his back to you, and he's looking out, keeping guard over you. What a great guy.
Yeah, he's an amazing spirit dog, and yeah, I'm lucky to have him. And yeah, I don't know what I would do without him at this point.
Well, both of you, thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Pleasure
man.
meeting
Appreciate
you.
All right, buddy.
All right, sports fans, you can check us out. We're live today from the Atlanta Blade Show 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Cobb Galleria. We're actually from the Medford Knife booth, which is my company. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on iTunes and Rumble. Just go there and do a search for the Greg Medford Show. Right up here, when you see that ugly mug, click on there. We've got politics. We've got Kerry Lake. We've got people running for governor, running for Senate. We've got TV personalities, comedians, knife makers, porn stars, the whole thing. It's spectacular. Join us. I'm out.